He doesn't have a friend that's gonna attack me, right? You better not be a double agent, little guy, because I will kill you right here, right now. I mean, he can tag along with me if you want. He's tagging along with me. It's so cute. He's adorable. I love him.
You see, it's really quite simple. Sounds like a melody in my...
Alright, where are we? Where did I log? Oh, that's right. I think I'm at Southeast River. Okay. Right? Pretty sure. I don't know. It's nighttime. Can't exactly see much right now. So I apologize in advance for the moral betrayal to y'all, but I am playing a Stegosaurus today. Sans. I've just been sent an emoji of Sans, Undertale. Nice. Thank you, Z. Very cool. So yeah, hi everybody. Welcome back to another Isle episode. We're playing a Stego today. It's been ages since I've played Stego, clearly. You know, I don't think I've ever actually grown a Stego in EVRIMA and recorded it. So I haven't talked about it at all. And it's been out for like, I want to say a week now. But new night vision. I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. It's very nice. It's everything that Legacy's night vision should have been. It's, you know, it's creepy, but you can still kind of tell where you're going because the sky isn't pitch black either. So like you can use like the silhouettes of objects to kind of navigate where you're going, which is nice. And you can actually see instead of all those epileptic seizure outlines. I don't have epilepsy or anything, right? But the old night vision that I showed like 2 videos ago, even that was getting to me. That's how bad it was. Like I would be playing for a while and it just became so eye-straining to look at. So devs finally listened to the community and changed it. And you know, some people have been saying like, oh, this night vision, this is just the bare minimum. And I'm like, yeah, but what else is night vision supposed to be? I don't need night vision to be this crazy thing. I think it works best as an aesthetic rather than a mechanic. And right now, I think it does the whole aesthetic thing, excuse me, pretty well. So yeah, I've grown this Stego quite a bit in my spare time. What is my percent? 80%. So I'm pretty good. I'm just heading over to the Southeast Swamp to get my S diet, which as you can see is pretty low. It's a little sketchy running along this river. But, oh, I can get grabbed by a dino, actually, like a full grown. I should actually stay away from that. I thought I was big enough. So long as I'm over 4,000 health, I'm okay. That's another Stego. Interesting. Stego is something that I don't do very often. And my skin is essentially, I couldn't pick anything that I really liked on this Stego. So I essentially went for like, with a few color changes here and there, I just went for a desaturated version of the default Stego with purple on his plate detail instead of red. I can't wait for you to see it. But yeah, my main purpose of having this guy is to kill other Stegos, because as we all know, Stegos are not exactly the friendliest players in the world. You know what I mean? They're pretty terrible, actually. They're just power trippers. They grow this thing to be invincible and just bully other players. And it's not like they can do anything if you're like aware of your surroundings. Like they're not gonna catch you, but just their mere existence is irritating. And the fact that they should be huntable by Carnos, Utahs, and Dinos, and they just aren't, it's a little bit wacky to me. So there's a certain point where someone's gotta stand up for what's right, you know what I'm saying? Oh god, we still have a lot of nighttime ahead of us though. It's only 22:17. What does that translate to? I think 10 o'clock at night? Yeah, I don't think I'm going the right way. Is that a crocodile right there? I think there's a crocodile in the water right there. What is that thing? Oh yeah, it's a little crocodile and there's 2 dead bodies right here. Alright. I'm gonna avoid the water. I think that leads out towards center. I feel like I have to cross right around here. What's my weight? 3.9 tons. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna wait to cross for a minute because, you know, a Dinosuchus can grab me right now. So in the meantime, I'm going to open this carton of milk and pour it into my cereal and have something to eat because I haven't eaten too much today. So I figured, why not save another food eating moment like the Cliff Bar thing in last video, or 2 videos ago rather, I'll have some cereal on camera. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's pretty good. I'm having a Special K right now, and I know a lot of people don't care for Special K because it's like, you know, considered, quote, plain and boring. But let me tell you, Special K is like, if a cereal could quench your thirst, Special K would be it. Because it's like, it really brings out like the coldness of the milk in the cereal. You know what I'm saying? So it's like really refreshing in a certain sense. I don't know. It's weird, but it's really good. Default cereals are underrated. Like, especially Special K and Rice Krispies. No, is Rice Krispies underrated? I don't really know. Special K for sure is. And, you know, you see the commercials for Special K, and they'll always feature, like, women and women only, and it's like, Jesus, what a way to limit your market. Like, no, why are you branding your cereal as for women? That's just stupid. Food is food, and anyone can eat whatever food they want. I mean, unless you're drinking, like, soy milk or something, in which case you're a total bitch. But I digress. With the exception of soy milk, eat whatever foods you want. Don't let these companies tell you what foods you can and can't eat based on their sexist advertising. See, that's true sexism in our society. People will complain about, like, other menial shit. But no. The fact that they want only women to eat Special K. Evil, I tell you. 4 tons. I think I can cross here. I think it's alright. Right? Yeah. We're good. We're good. We're chilling in Cedar Rapids. Nice. Scared me for a minute. Life flashed before my eyes, but I knew where the shallow spot was. Yeah, there's a really nice shallow spot over there where you can cross pretty effectively as anything, really. And honestly, it's oftentimes safe to drink there as well. But yeah, I don't know. Special K, if you haven't ever tried it, I highly encourage it. It's not like a crazy committal flavor. Like Cocoa Puffs and Cinnamon Toast Crunch, they're both very good cereals. But they're also committal in flavor. In the sense of, like, they have a very distinct flavor. And while some people will find themselves loving the cereal, others will be like, it's too sweet for me. But Special K is a very nice all-rounder, similar to Cheerios and Rice Krispies. So if you haven't given it a shot, I highly recommend you do. And speaking of food, yeah, sumac is the thing I think I need from the swamp, right? Yeah, sumac. It's weird because it says pumpkins spawn at northwest, but apparently they spawn at center too. So I just spawned at center, grabbed my, what's it called? Marigold and pumpkin. Then I ran all the way over here to the swamp through center. And then I ran back to center once those other 2 diets got low and filled up on those. So it's kind of like, to grow a stego efficiently, all you have to do is, like, do a back and forth from swamp to center. I shouldn't really be giving tips on how to grow a stego efficiently because that'll just increase the population. But I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you're growing a stego to kill other stegos, not to become a part of their disgusting legion. Yeah, the way I found this most effective is if you just stick to, like, hug the side of the ravine as you're traveling. You know the ravine, it's like, you know, it connects to shallows, or where shallows once was. And it's, like, in center field, there's, like, all the bushes and forests, like, lining the ravine to troll new players epic style when they don't realize there's a fucking 200-foot drop there. Yeah, that ravine. I literally just hug the wall of the ravine and use the trees as cover. I take a super long route. I get to the end of the ravine. The end of the ravine connects to this river back there, and I just follow this all the way to swamp. So, pro tip on growing a stego, I suppose. Again, I really shouldn't be spewing this information for the sake of the game, but Well, here we are. It's such whiplash for me, though, because I'm used to playing, like, faster animals. I mean, you know, I'm a Carno main. I've been since I started playing this game back in 2016. So I'm used to just getting everywhere so fast, and it's like, when you're a Stego, it's like, no. You have to, if you're gonna go somewhere, you have to commit. It's a lot slower paced of a game, so for content especially, it can make it a little difficult at times, because it's, like, you aren't going to be able to find other players as quickly, and most of your interactions are going to be based on whether other players want to fight you, not you seeking them out and trying to fight them. Stego is pretty speedy as a young adult, I will say. I feel like I'm zooming right now, I'm not gonna lie. What's my... Oh my... See, I don't know why I had a heart attack there. I thought that Log was like a Carno or something. But I forgot that I'm not, like, tiny anymore. It doesn't matter how many Carnos attack me at this stage. I literally just beat them all. It's kind of crazy. But why did I get scared by that? Maybe it's because it's dark. And it's like, ooh, that's spooky. And, you know, humans are inherently afraid of the dark. Do you ever wonder certain things like that? Like, not necessarily why are humans afraid of the dark? Because, like, you know, obviously our ancestors would have been afraid of the dark because there's evil things in the dark, like animals that'll kill you. But, like, this is gonna get really deep for a second, but, like, you know. So, sorry in advance, but why are... This is something that's always kind of freaked me out. Why are humans inherently afraid of death? Like, is that not concerning to anyone? Oh, no, 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 my stam's not going up. Oh my god, the server restart. It's 2:08, and the server restarts at 2:08 and 8:08 respectively, or 8:07 or something. Fuck, that's so much more traveling I have to do again. Are you shitting me? And of course it has to interrupt, like, once the convo's getting interesting, too. Like, once I'm getting, like, existential about it. God damn it, dude. I hate my life.
Eventually.
Alright, okay, well, I don't have to cross, so that's a good thing. I don't think I got set back too far. I'm at 83, so I think I'm alright. Let's go in some light here. What time is it anyway in game? 9:44. Okay. Let's take a look, just so I can show you all my skin. Yeah, it looked better on the character select screen. Maybe it's because all the colors aren't faded in properly yet, but this green blended a lot nicer with that tan on the character select menu. Not really sure how I feel about this now, actually. Maybe I made a mistake. Anyway, as I was saying, back to our existential conversation. Why are humans, and just not even just humans, but all animals in general, inherently afraid of death? I don't know if anyone else has thought about this. I'm sure someone has, but, like, doesn't that freak out anybody else? And also, like, don't give me an answer like, oh, well, because if you die, then you can't reproduce. And that... It's like, yeah, that makes sense, I guess. But then it's like, okay, so why is reproduction important? And then the answer to that would be, oh, to keep the species going. And then you ask, why is it important to keep the species going? And no one really has an answer for that, do they? I don't know, man. Like, you know, being someone who plays dinosaur games, I have a lot of time to myself, mainly because I have no friends. That is, like, half a joke. It gives you a lot of time to think about this stuff. And I'm not saying that, like, oh, I'm special for thinking about all this stuff. Because, you know, everyone thinks about this type of crap, like, you know, every now and then. But, like, I find myself thinking about that type of thing a lot. And it's just really freaky in a way. And then it gets you to the question of, like, oh, was life on Earth just some happy accident, and, like, there is no explanation to it, and it just happened because, oh, whoop-de-doo, a bunch of random chance things happen to line up exactly, and, oh, what do you know, now we're conscious and aware of our grim fates. Or is it like, did something create everything, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, And if that's the case, if something did create everything, if something or someone created everything, then it makes you wonder, like, okay, so what's the point in that? You know what I mean? Like, why? What's the reason for it, you know? And, like, I'm saying this like I'm like, oh, so original. No, what am I saying? Everyone's thought about this type of thing for, like, all of human history. Everyone's wondered what happens or why everything is, you know? It's not an original thought of mine. I'm just bringing it up while playing the Isle because I don't really know why, to be honest. Hey, would you look at that? We got an S diet. And that's another question, like, why do organisms need to eat? Because they need to keep going. Like, they need energy to keep going. Okay, why do they need to keep going? To reproduce. Why do they need to reproduce? To keep the species populated. Why do they need to keep the species populated? Question mark. It's just one of those rabbit holes, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, this isn't meant to be, like, offensive to anybody who's, like, you know, religious or an atheist or anything. You know, this is just, like, you know, whether you don't believe in anything or you believe in something, you can't avoid these types of questions, you know? It's, like, I think it's, like, really ignorant to say to someone like, oh, this is 100% what's true. Like, you know, people will complain about people who are like super uber religious, and they'll say like, oh, they're forcing their beliefs on me. But then it's like, it also kind of goes the same way for atheists. Like, because it's like the whole, like, whether or not there's a god, you can kind of like, what's the argument? It's like, something or other along the lines of absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. I think that's what it is. And it's like, oh, well, prove to me that God's real. And it's like, oh, well, prove to me that he isn't real, bozo. And that's where it's like, being a hardcore atheist and like being like hardcore, this thing is super real. I think they're both like flawed in a way. And they're both understandable points of view, depending on how you look at things. But it's like, you, like, no matter which side you believe, whether you're, like, religious or an atheist, it's like, and I'm encompassing all religions as religious here, because, you know, every religion has a root of something created everything, while atheism is just kind of like, everything's always existed. At least that's my understanding of it. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, they're both equally ignorant of the other side, and it's like they don't allow for the possibility of the other. And it's like, it's either this or this, and it's like, how can you know? You're just a person, like, on this giant ball floating in space. How could you possibly know what's true and what isn't? How could you know whether there is a god or not? You know? So that's why my philosophy has been like, you know, be the best person you can, kind of let morality guide you, have a sense of what's right and wrong, but then I feel like if you have a sense of what's right and wrong, then isn't that inherently religious? If you're not religious at all and you think that nothing matters and you subscribe to like nihilism or something, then it's like, then it allows for the creation of Stegosaurus. Like, do you see where I'm going with this though? Because if you don't believe in anything, then what's the point of even subscribing to morality other than not getting arrested, you know? Because, like, if you believe that nothing matters and there's no, like, fundamental, like, morality and, like, the truth is relative, then at that point it just kind of leads you into this, like, okay, well, who says that murder is bad? One of those things where it's like, once you go down the slope, it's like there's kind of no turning back from that, and it just allows for a bunch of nasty shit. That got dark really fast. Now let me take a sniff for more plants. Is there anything around here? Hey, what are you? Juvicarna? I think you're a Juvicarna. Hey, dude. What's going on? Don't worry, I'm not gonna be a jerk, Stego. You're pretty cool. He's just a baby after all. Aw, look at him. He's so cute. I love him. Come on, you gonna dance with me or what? Are you talking to a friend? He doesn't have a friend that's gonna attack me, right? You better not be a double agent, little guy, because I will kill you right here, right now. I mean, you can tag along with me if you want. He's tagging along with me, it's so cute. He's adorable. I love him. Okay, see, this is the stuff that makes me like right here. Like, there is an objective truth and there is objective morality. Because if there's no objective morality, that means it's okay to kill an innocent life like this. And he's adorable. I mean, look at him. Like, to subscribe to that is just, like, no, it is evil to kill him. It is an objective sin to hurt this man. Alright, there's food over this way. I'll go grab this over here. Is he yeah, he's following me. Oh my god, I love him so much. I should probably help him out, like, finding food or something. Well, I mean, I don't think I really can, to be honest. Because I'm not good at catching things. I'm just good at defending myself. And also, like, this is kind of mixed packing, but also, like, I don't really count, like, letting the juvenile dinosaur hang around you as mixed packing. Like, they can't do anything. They're just trying to get to the point in the game where they can have fun. You know what I mean? And Dryos, too. Like, if a Dryo's mixed packing with something, I don't really care. Because it's just a Dryo. It's not really going to do much other than, like, kill a fresh spawn. Where did our little guy go? Oh, there he goes. He must be on his way to find food for himself. Alright, best of luck, little dude. Maybe we'll meet again. You know, while we're talking objective morality, yeah, with great power comes great responsibility. And that's where I feel like, you know, to quote Spider-Man, but that's where I feel like a lot of Stego players miss the mark. Like, Stegosaurus is so powerful in this game. It's ridiculous. And I know this might sound goofy to portray something as, like, philosophical as, like, you know, morality with Isle players playing as Stegosaurus. But seriously, it's kind of true. Like, these people will just pick this animal because it's super strong. And they'll gain just a little bit of power over everyone else. And they'll go mad with it. They will try and chase down dinosaurs that are 5 times faster than them. In the case of Carnos and Utahs. I'm genuinely scared of other Stegos. But yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of... The way Stego players act, it exemplifies the... like, how mad with power people can get once they receive, like, a little bit of power. And it just makes them boss everyone else around because they're insecure about themselves. And, you know, you see this a lot in real life, too. With, like... Sorry, I don't know if you heard that. I just threw my shoes to the side. I was wearing my slides, and I wanted to take them off. I don't know why that's important. But, I don't know. I'm getting off topic. You'll see, like, TSA agents at airports. They're some of the biggest offenders of this. They're given a tiny little bit of power over people, like to tell people, like to, you know, do certain things. They're always so angry and miserable. And then people will make excuses for TSA agents at airports. And they'll be like, well, you know, their job is stressful. They have to deal with a bunch of people constantly all throughout the day going to the airport. And it's like, yeah, I'm sure that would be pretty frustrating. But guess what? We live in America. You don't have to stay at that job for your whole life. You can quit whenever you want. It's not like this is slavery. You can at any time say, yeah, fuck this job. I hate this. I'm a miserable person. I'm out of here. Like, if you voluntarily took the job of being a TSA agent and you're complaining about it, why are you still there? You have personal agency. You're not a victim of your own circumstance. You put yourself in that job. And it's like, I get everyone has shitty days at their jobs. Like, you know, my job over the summer as a sailing instructor, I wasn't happy to be there every single day. But the overarching theme was, this is the job that I enjoy, so I am going to do it. There will be difficult days, but that's just something I'll put up with. But some people just are miserable. And I don't know why I'm railing on TSA agents specifically. Okay, actually I do want to know why I'm railing on TSA agents specifically. Because I think it was... I was going home for, I want to say either Christmas break or Easter break. I think it was last year. And... or maybe... I don't know when it was. It was one of the times I was going home for a holiday break. What is with the... what? Rubber banding. Oh my god, the ping just spiked up to 300. Jesus Lord. Yeah, so I was going back home for something, and the TSA pulls me aside, and they're like, go over here. And I'm like, what? Why? And this other guy, they sent me over to this other dude, and he's like, what have you got in your bag? Anything sharp? And I'm like, No. And he opens up my bag, pulls out my microphone, which, you know, is the microphone that I'm using right now to record this video. And he goes, "What is this?" And I'm like, "Dude, it's a microphone for speaking into." I said something along those lines. I was pretty like, you know, I was pretty snide about it because he was being an asshole about it. So I'm not just gonna put up with that. And I'm like, "Dude, it's a microphone, chill." And he's like, "All right, you can go." That you technically, yes, I could use my microphone to kill somebody, but guess what? You can use so many different things as a weapon to kill somebody. Like, it's unreal how many everyday boring objects could actually kill someone if you tried hard enough. Yeah, I'm a domestic terrorist, guys. I'm gonna use this microphone to destroy the entire airplane. Like, what? Like, are you stupid? How have you never seen a microphone before? You're a TSA agent. Do you know how much bizarre crap you probably see as a TSA agent? And you're suspicious over the microphone? And this was like months ago, mind you, so I don't know why I'm raging about it right now. But it's just like, it doesn't make sense to me. People don't have common sense. They're just, oh my god. And, I mean, I hope you watching this have common sense. I hope you're not watching this right now and you're like, "Oh, well, the TSA agent was correct. Because you could have killed someone with a microphone." It's like, if you are saying that, I would assume you're joking. But if you're serious, leave this video right now. I hate you. Yeah, I'm just going over here because I want to look at the human base, just because it's weird. The lighting at the human base always looks like nicer than the rest of the game. It's not even like the lighting right now is like terrible or anything. It just looks really nice here for whatever reason. Oh my god, it really goes to show how massive Stegosaurus is as an animal, though. And think about it. I'm not even fully grown. I'm 90% grown. And I'm this big. This is insane. And also, on top of that, I'm a male, so I'm technically shorter than the female, because now the male Stegos have the rounded plates, you know, to cover more surface area for the display feature. Stegosaur. Okay, yeah, this skin is growing on me, though. As, like, the more my colors fade into it properly. Hang on, bear with me a moment, guys. I'm gonna turn up my fan setting to get myself a little bit more frames. I had it on, like, the medium setting. I have to turn up to high, so sorry if you can hear that in the background. I swear, it's every time I get a new computer, the aisle just gets harder to run. I've gone through 3 computers. Granted, my first ever computer I never recorded with, and that thing was terrible. Like, I was getting 15 FPS on, like, Region 2 aisle back then. Granted, keep in mind, I was like 14 or 15 or something, and it was like, what, 6 years ago now? So that computer's long gone. It doesn't even work. My second computer couldn't run EVRIMA. It could run Legacy okay, and it literally just could not run EVRIMA. So I got this computer, and it can run Legacy perfectly, and it can kind of run EVRIMA, which is weird. Like, it can run it, obviously, because I'm playing it right now. But the biggest issue is that, like, it's constant frame jitters and frame spikes. But it's also weird because it's like, sometimes I'll get like 50 or 40 frames on Primal, but then it's like you have to remember, like, Primal's pretty CPU intensive because it's like on Unreal Engine 3 or something. It's not even on Unreal Engine 4. So that doesn't help with the frame rate on there. Like, Primal runs okay. Depends on how many players are in the lobby. Path of Titans, I have to admit, I don't even remember how well that runs with my current computer because I haven't played that in months. Should I go back to Path of Titans? I'm probably going to go back to Path of Titans. I didn't want to cover the Rex update right when it came out because it was really scummy how they did it. They essentially just false advertised and lied and cheated. They had the trailer, the cinematic trailer that was like showing off all these new mechanics, and all they did was add T-Rex, and it's like, what? Like, I'll cover the T-Rex at some point, but I didn't want to give them the free publicity. And I get it, it's like you gotta think about yourself and the views, and it's like, but I can just play T-Rex anytime at this point, so I'll do it soon. I will cover Path of Titans T-Rex soon. And ooh, the water looks really good here. Like, visually speaking. It's just really appealing to look at for whatever reason. I don't know why. Should I cross right here? Because, like, there's probably not going to be anything out here. Okay, there's food that way. Alright, yeah. There's no point to come back here. It's such a shame. This area is the most beautiful part on the entire map. You might remember in my Carnotaurus versus the Megaherd video, it's from like a year ago. That's one of my favorite videos in the world. It has a lot of nostalgic feelings for me, for a multitude of reasons in my personal life. I don't know why. Just that entire update 3 of EVRIMA era is just very nostalgic to me, looking back on it. It was peak Isle, in my opinion. It was the most fun the Isle had ever been, because all the stats were relatively balanced. Everything was fun to play. The graphics were nice. It was a bunch of new mechanics. They added Deinosuchus and Pteranodon, so there were brand new things, brand new toys. And on top of that, like, I don't know, just, I'm not gonna share here, but personal life at that point in time. It just reminds me of, like, people and events that happened. So, you know, obviously not everything's for public sharing of the world, but, you know, it was a good time. But, yeah, the Carnotaurus versus the Megaherd video, that took place out in this field here. And that was such a once in, like, a blue moon occurrence with the giant herd out here. And I was hunting them. I eventually, yeah, that's right, I took out, in the end, I took out a Sub-Stego and a Tenonto. I didn't actually want to kill the Sub-Stego, though, I remember. Because at that point, Stegos weren't annoying, because they were actually killable and balanced. Like, they did a lot of damage, but they had, you know, their head was their big weakness. So they were actually killable at the time. So I didn't want to kill the Sub-Stego because, you know, I don't care for killing people who are in the middle of their growth. Like, it depends on, like, what the animal is, of course. But, like, if I can avoid it, I will avoid killing people who are in the middle of their growth, because it's like, I've played this game for so long. I know how that feels when you're, like, a sub-adult and you die. It's just, you don't want to play after that. So I try to go for, like, adult dinosaurs that have a fighting chance. Also, it's just more fun fighting adult dinosaurs rather than just steamrolling stuff. But yeah, I don't know. That fight took place out here, and that was a really cool video. But yeah, I killed the Sub-Stego and the Tenno in the end. The only reason I went for the Sub-Stego is because I started to starve. Oh my god. Holy. Oh my god, I thought that was a cliff. I mean, there is a cliff right here, which is very dangerous as a Stegosaurus. Oh my god, stick to the trail, ladies and gentlemen. This is why you always, always, always stick to the trail. Alright, I'm gonna take a seat back here, gain some stamina. We will go over to the dam, and if there's nothing over there, I think we'll log out and call it a video here. That's the thing with the Isle. It's like, I see a lot of other YouTubers, like, you know, include their, like a bunch of different highlights in one video, and it's like, that's hours of footage there. For me, it's like, I mean, I gotta admit, I'm pretty lazy with it. I want the content, you know? And that's why I talk forever, and that's why I talk about a bunch of stuff. You know, I want the video to be entertaining, and also not just about the Isle, but on top of that, like, if you include, like, just fight highlights, that's so many hours of footage you have to sift through. The Isle, like, the experience of the game itself, like, for the average player, isn't going to be fights every 10 seconds like a lot of these YouTube videos are. It's, realistically, the game is going to be a lot of this. Just traveling and, like, existing and trying to find food on your own. And, it, of course, it obviously depends on what dinosaur you are. Like, if you're playing Carnotaurus or Utahraptor, you're going to have a lot more player interactions than if you're playing Pteranodon or Stego or Deinosuchus. Well, I guess Pteranodon could have a lot of player interactions, but you're not going to be able to, like, participate in them as much because, you know, you're a Pteranodon, you can't do much. You can just watch people. But you get what I'm saying. You get my overarching point. But yeah, I feel like it's just more genuine overall. On top of it being easier for me, I feel like it's more genuine to use, to just kind of showcase the game for what it is. And it's like, not everything has to be, like, super action-packed and heavy, you know? A friend of mine who isn't, like, super into the Isle, but they're, it's a real-life friend of mine. They're not super into the Isle or anything, but I've played it with them a couple times, and they actually enjoy the lifestyle of, like, a slow-paced, large dinosaur defensive animal like Stegosaurus. And their favorite's actually Triceratops, but, you know, he's not in the game yet. It was weird to me because I'm like, how could anyone find this enjoyable? And now that I'm playing Stego, and I've already recorded some Deinosuchus footage for another video, which is another animal that I haven't played in ages, I kind of get it now. You know? I get the chill playstyle of having nothing to fear. And in a certain sense, Carno's kind of like, oh, I have nothing to fear. And I feel like that's why I also don't enjoy Pesky and Utah as much as other animals. Because, I mean, I am quite enjoying playing Stego right now, even though I'm just trotting everywhere. Like, it's not my favorite thing in the world. But I understand why people like it more, now that I've been playing as the Stego for a while, and also the Dino on the other server. I think that's why I don't prefer Pesky and Utah, like, all the time, because the Isle has a lot of bullshit in it. You know, as much as I don't want to complain about it right now, the Isle is riddled with janky hitboxes and lag and unfair stats and stuff like that. So a lot of time, like, when you die as a smaller thing, you're just, if you take a hit in the wrong place, you're dead. And it's like, you know, it has to be that way, otherwise it doesn't make sense, because, you know, you're a small thing, so you should be able to be killed easier. But it's just annoying when you spend like an hour growing a Utah or a Pesky, and then you just die to some BS hitbox or something. Whereas, like, you know, Carno, Stego, Dino, if you get hit by something that's like, wow, that shouldn't have hit me, odds are you can live to fight another day. And it's not the end of the world if you get one jank hit. Whoa, there's nothing out here but a single deer. Nice. Well, this was certainly a video. I'll give it that much. I'll just climb the dam. Why not? I'm essentially unkillable up here, so, you know, may as well. Alright. I think that's gonna have to wrap up this video. We will continue on this Stego at some point. I need to not say at some point, because then that just gives me all the time in the world. We'll continue on this Stego very soon, because, you know, obviously not much happened in this episode. But, you know, it's fine. That's kind of the point of the Isle a lot of the time. It's just, you know, it's not meant to be a super crazy experience depending on the dinosaur you pick. A lot of times it's meant to be chill, and I feel like that's what this was. And this was nice. It was cathartic, and I got to talk to you guys a lot, and I got to vent about a lot of stuff. In any event, talk to y'all later. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Hit the bell icon, and yeah, I'll see you at some other point in time. Bye.